Good day, everyone. So, today we are going to talk about the matching type test. But before that, let me introduce to you to my group mates of this discussion. So, my group mates are Jade Micah Torion from Beteled 2, Janine Laroga Torres from Beteled 2, Caril C. Pagtalunan from Best Ed Science 2, Liza Alfornon from Beteled 2, Leanne Garces Tantano from Beteled 2, and yours truly from Best Ed Science 2, Mabel T. Hidario. So, what do you mean by matching type test? So, matching type test class is similar to the multiple choice test. This type of test consists of a column of keywords presented in the left side of the page and a column of options placed at right side of the page. So, the matching type of test class may be considered as modified multiple choice type items, where the choices progressively reduce as one successfully matches the items on the left with the items on the right. So, students are required to match the options associated with a given keyword or keywords. Matching type of test provide objective measurement of students' achievement. And it also provide efficient and accurate test scores. Matching items require students to match a series of stems or premises to a response or principle. They consist of a set of directions, a column of statements, and a column of responses. Matching questions are really a variation of the multiple choice format. So if you find that you are writing multiple choice questions or MCQs which share the same answer choices, you may consider grouping the questions into a matching item. And that's all for my discussion. And now let me give you to the next reporter.
Class, the items in the first column are called premises, and the answers or options in the second column are responses. By convention, the items in column A are numbered, and the items in column B are labeled with capital letters. Now, when to use matching type of tests? Class, matching type of tests are effective when you need to measure the learner's ability to identify the relationship or association between similar items. They work best when the course content has many parallel concepts. So, it is applicable for terms and definitions, object or pictures and labels, symbols and proper names, causes and effects, scenarios and responses, principles and scenarios to which they apply.
Good day, everyone. Here's the tips for writing a good matching questions. So first, provide clear directions. So give clear instructions. Let students know the basis of which items are to be matched, where the right answers, and whether a response may be used more than once. So second, keep the information in each column as homogeneous as possible. So, keep the two sets of items homogeneous. For example, column 1 may be list events and column 2 may be list dates. Do not combine events and dates and names in one column. Next, allow the responses to be used more than once. Try to order the responses. If you order the items in column 2 alphabetically, chronologically, or conceptually, students will be able to read answers quickly and locate answers rapidly. The next, arrange the first of responses systematically if possible, chronological, alphabetical, numerically. Answer options should be available more than once. As with the other guideline, this increases the number of functional distractors and increases the validity of the items. With this guideline, it is important that instructions for the matching section indicate that answer options may be used more than once or not. Also, all students are aware of the rule. Then, lastly, include more response that seems to be help prevent students using process of limitations to answer questions. There should be more answer options than STEAMs. As with many item writing rules, the idea is to generate as many plausible answer options as possible. So students must have the knowledge to get questions correct.
So there is advantages and disadvantages of constructing a matching type test. It is to provide objective measurement of student knowledge. Second one, allow the comparison of related ideas, concepts, or theories. Great for users who have a lower reading level, less chance for processing than other questions types. It is also more engaging for users, and also it is easy to grade on paper. So the first one is time consuming for user taking tests, especially if test is timed. So the second one can take time to create questions, right? So the third is engaging for the user of having to search through many matches. And the fourth one is may overestimate learning due to the influence of guessing. So the fifth one is may limit assessment to lower levels of understanding. Those are the advantages and disadvantages of constructing the matching type test.
Here are the 9 rules in constructing matching type of test. Rule number 1. Check your objectives to make sure this type of test is appropriate. It is very important to really go back to your objectives. It really matches your chosen type of test. Remember, assessment should be aligned or should be matched to your objectives. Rule number 2. Like any other test, the directions of the test must be given. The examinees must know exactly what to do. So class, you have to make sure that your directions or instructions are clear. Rule number 3. Use numbers to identify the items in column A. Use capital letters to identify your response in column B, or vice versa. Rule number 4. Match homogeneous, not heterogeneous items. The items to match must be homogeneous. If you want your students to match authors with their literacy works, in a column will be authors, and in the items second column must be literacy works. Rule number 5. The premise, longer in construction, must be the first column, while the response, usually shorter, must be in the second column.
Rule number 6. The responses class must be more in number than the premises to prevent the student from arriving at the answer by the mere process of elimination. So, if you have 10 premises, you should have 11 or more responses. Rule number 7. To help the examinee find the answer easier, arrange the options alphabetically or chronologically if it is in date or time, whichever is applicable. Rule number 8. Avoid using pattern in the correct answers. So, do not list premises in the same order as responses, and there should be no pattern in the correct answer. In rule number 9, all of the responses and premises for a matching item should appear on the same page to avoid confusion to your student.
Class, there are two types of matching type of tests. We have perfect match and imperfect match. Let's start with perfect match. It means when the number of items in the premises column is equal to the number of the items in responses column.
For example, you have 10 items in column A and your column B should also have 10 responses and that is equal and that is perfect match. On the other hand, when we say imperfect match, it is when the premises column has less items than the responses column. So for an example, so if you have 10 items in your premises or column A, your responses should be 11 or more in column B. Class, it is advised to use an imperfect match as much as possible to avoid the mere elimination or guessing of the students. So, are you learning? I hope you are. Thank you for listening to us. I hope you learned something and good luck in making your matching type of test. See you in our next session.